Greetings once again. My name is John Gabriel, and in the last video I spoke about the most important theorem in calculus, which is the mean value theorem, and I showed you this article. And of course these pages here, page 96 shows you the historic geometric identity proof using the historic geometric identity. So if you go to that on page 96, you'll see all of it here, okay? Page 96, it starts here. And then to get the mainstream using limits, you'll go to 102. And I'll show you how to use limits to prove the mean value theorem constructively. By the way, I was the first and only human in history to prove the mean value theorem constructively. Nobody else did. Every other proof that you get is a hand-waving proof. And finally, on page 130, I'll show you the brilliant new calculus proof, okay? Just using sound geometric definitions. Here it is, 130. Just make sure it's here. Yep, there you go. And I'll show you the definition using the new calculus, okay? All the same concept, using the same idea, which is a telescoping sum. So now one of the things that really saddens me is that modern Greek academics are incorrigibly stupid and they cannot be convinced. So I posted a link here. They don't know that this person who made a comment here is me. I'm the real mathematician. And so what I told them here is that not arithmetic middle term, but magnitude of flatness or of levelness, okay? Μέγεθος επίπεδου. So what I say here is a level magnitude, which is incorrectly called an arithmetic mean, has nothing to do with the middle of anything or relative position. Absolutely nothing. So all those words, arithmetikos, mesos, oros, which you see in the main article, are εντελώς λαθασμένοι, ρε μαλάκα Michalis Lamvrou. So, okay, never mind what I said there, but I made a compliment to a Greek professor from the University of Crete, who's a real moron. And αν η ανακατανομή δεν είναι λογική, in other words, if redistribution is not logical, you shouldn't calculate an arithmetic mean. Okay, so how do you know when you should calculate an arithmetic mean? That's what I'm going to be quickly teaching you about now. So let's see. If your professor or teacher asks you to calculate the arithmetic mean of, now why isn't this writing, of people's heights? I hate it when this happens. Oh, here's a pen. Okay, the arithmetic mean of people's heights. Let's get this one down here. I'm not going to draw all of it. Does it make sense to calculate the arithmetic mean of people's heights? Remember, redistribution must make sense. Well, how are you going to redistribute these three humans here? Are you going to cut this guy's head off and put it on the little guy, and then they're all going to be flat and equal? Is that what you're going to do? You can't do it. No, so don't do it. Tell your professor to go and take a flying leap, your statistics or your mathematics professor. You do not calculate an arithmetic mean if redistribution does not make sense. Do you understand me? Okay, let's take another example. If you have class grades, so you've got 10 students in a class, 7 of them score 30, 1 scores 90, and 2 score 100. If you take the arithmetic mean of these, that's 50. What does it tell you? It tells you absolutely zero. Why? Because students don't share their grades. You morons. Do you understand that? So taking this kind of a mean is garbage, and this mean is garbage. Okay, how about the next example? Say you've got 3 dams which are all linked by conduits, okay? So you can transfer water from one to the other, whatever. And each dam must contain, let's say, 2 million liters of water or whatever. And so each one must contain 2 million, right? Now, let's say this one contains 1, this one contains 2, and this one contains 3. Wouldn't arithmetic mean here be useful in telling you if you have enough water for the 3 dams to supply 3 different cities? The answer is yes, I'm listening. Yes, it would be meaningful because we can redistribute the water, okay, through the conduits. In other words, we can take 1 million from here, put it here, and then they're all flat equal. Do you understand that? So this is a logical calculation of arithmetic mean. And by the way, when you find the area under the curve, like that, the mean value does exactly what I demonstrated here, okay? It flattens the area like that, forms a quad out of it, okay? Makes it flat and equal. That's what the mean value theorem says. That's what I tell you in this article here, okay? That's what happens. That is why, correctly stated, the mean value theorem says, given any smooth function f prime of x, the arithmetic mean, or more accurate name is level term or level magnitude of all the y ordinates of f prime, all the y ordinates, these lines here, the length of these lines, over that interval is given by f prime of c, which is the level magnitude, okay, or the level term. So it's again a process whereby you flatten everything, so you go boing, 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 knock all these lines down and fit them into a nice rectangle, and then it's easy to find the area because, as the great John Gabriel said, area is a product of 2 arithmetic means, right? Or 2 level magnitudes, so it will just be the product of this length, and there you have the irregular area, okay? So that's what that article says. I'm not going to waste any more time on it. But just going back to these stupid Greeks again, it's unbelievable that the nation that discovered the most important mathematics now has some of the dumbest people on the planet. And I'm talking about guys like Michalis Lambrou, the stupid cunts in the University of Crete, etc., etc. I hate a lot of them. They're all fools. Okay, but anyway, let's move away from these Greeks because the article itself is entirely laughable. All they tell you here is how to construct a level magnitude, which even a machine can do without understanding anything. It doesn't explain to you that a level magnitude makes sense if and only if what makes sense? Redistribution, okay? Remember that. Branded into your brain. If redistribution doesn't make sense, just say no to an arithmetic mean. Okay, just say no. You're going to get bullshit results and you're not going to be able to conclude anything. Like the example I gave you with the 10 students, 50 is not representative of anything. It doesn't represent what they would have gotten in any situation, except if you redistributed their score so that they're all equal. And of course, as we know, that doesn't happen in real life. I mean, this guy who earned 100 is not going to part ways with 50 just so that these lazy buggers over here and this guy here, these 3 guys here, are not going to share their marks with these 7. Okay? No way. Right. So let's clear the canvas. Now, let's look at some of the different languages and how they call the arithmetic mean. So in German, for example, so now remember we've got flat and equal. Those are the main attributes, okay? And in German, we could say flach, F-L-C-H, and gleich, okay? Flach and gleich. And if we add those, we could get a new word for arithmetic mean, which I propose to be flagich, okay? Flagich, it's just a combination of these 2 words. Similarly, in French, we can say plat and égal, okay? Plat and égal, and we can just say plagal, okay? plagal. That would be the new term for arithmetic mean, because a well-defined concept is one that is constructed in terms of the attributes it possesses, not those that it lacks, like the fucking moron professors who tell you that square root 2 is an irrational number. Irrational number is meaningless garbage. It just tells you what a number is not what it is, okay? So that's in French and German. What are other languages I know? Okay, how about Hebrew? So in Hebrew, you can say shטוח, שווה. Okay, so let's write it down in Hebrew. Shטוח plus שווה. Shטוח plus שווה. That means flat plus equal, and we could just get a new term for arithmetic mean, which is shatoveh. Okay, shatoveh. All right, so shatoveh is the new term. So instead of saying shטוח שווה, which is two words, we just say shatoveh. In Dutch, we can say plat and gelijk. Plat and gelijk. Okay, and that means we can form a word out of that as platlyk. Okay, platlyk. That will mean arithmetic mean. Okay, and of course Afrikaans is similar. It's just plat and gelijk, and they don't pronounce it the same way as the Dutch. The Dutch tend to drag their A's out a little bit. Okay, so now we've seen those languages. Oh, how about Greek? So in Greek, the correct term, which of course the stupid Greeks should have gotten this right, is epipedos. I don't know, my Greek spelling is not so good because I've never been to school, but I think that flat is spelled like that, and equal is iso. And of course, we can just fuse those into one word and say επίπεδισο. And I don't know if it's good to accent it on this one. Maybe it would be better to say επίπεδίσο and put the or επίπεδίσου, whatever, if you're referring to it in a different context. Okay, so that's in Greek. Now, there is one language that actually says exactly flat and equal. Can any of you guess what that language is? I've mentioned it before. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know. Is it Pekingese? Nope. Is it Japanese? Nope. Is Swahili? Nope. Okay, well, you give up, right? Chinese. It's Chinese. So the Chinese were the only ethnicity or the only ethnic group that actually has the right word for arithmetic mean. So if we do the Chinese word, if we get the Chinese word for arithmetic mean, that there is pronounced píng, and it's upward tone, píng. And this one here is pronounced jūn. Okay, so it's that, I think, and that, and then and that. So it's píng+jūn, and together you just write these two characters together and you get flat and equal, which means level magnitude. Okay, now ironically, you know, when I went to China and taught in China for 3 years, I saw over a bridge the mean value theorem stated, but I'm sure the Chinese didn't make the connection between that and píng+jūn. Okay, they didn't make the connection, but I told a lot of my students, and I taught a lot of the best and brightest students in China, so I bet a lot more people in China know about it now, thanks to me. Of course, my Chinese colleagues, some of them were my aides because of the language barrier, used to look up to me. And by the way, let me tell you that I have never met anyone who has the ability of Chinese teachers. They are literally 1,000 miles ahead of anyone in the United States or any other country, okay? They know their math like they know the back of their hand, okay? And I was better than them, so just think about that. If I was better than them, how much better I am than the morons of Western universities. Okay, so I need to boast a little bit. Good, I'm done with that. So let's summarize, people. What have I told you in this video? I have taught you that an arithmetic mean makes sense if and only if redistribution makes sense. If redistribution doesn't make sense, then whatever you calculate as an arithmetic mean will not tell you anything reasonable or substantial or logical. Now, I can think of a situation where you might say, okay, well, how about if we calculate the arithmetic mean of the number of fries eaten by different people? Then you might say, okay, well, that is not such a bad idea. You can take away a bunch of fries from the fatties and give it to the thinnies, right? And in that case, you could say, okay, guys, this is how many fries you each get. And the greedy ones, nope, you're not getting any more. Right, so anyway, I've carried on about this long enough. So an introduction to the new calculus is given in this article, which is on Academia, and I'll give you a link to it. Become a follower of mine on Academia. Spread the word, tell your friends about this. And if you think I've taught you something, which you're a dumb fuck if you haven't, but anyway, then contribute a few dollars at my GoFundMe page. I'll put a link to that in the detail section. Maybe I'll be able to buy a cup of coffee. They're pretty expensive nowadays, I don't think you can get one under $3.50, even at Starbucks, which makes the worst coffee on the planet. So, all right, that was it. Feel free to place comments. Please, I don't want attitude from any of you morons. I do know better than any of you, so please don't waste your time typing up a long comment which I'm just going to place in the trash can. Do not give me attitude. I hate fools and I have no time for fools. I'm John Gabriel and this is a new calculus channel. Till next time, goodbye.